We are on our last week here in Charleston, South Carolina, and we're going to just go through. We have tons of stuff to do, cleaning the boat, getting it all wrapped up. We're gonna leave it for quite a while, like, well, let's see, 4 months, I think. And so we need to get everything wrapped up. Gonna go on a test sail tomorrow with North Sails to try and figure out. The top of our mainsail falls off the wind, so we have a square top mainsail, so we're trying to figure that out, and then just go through all of our sails, make sure everything's good there, so when we come back they're all perfect. But yeah, we are gonna just take you through how to prepare the boat to leave it for a few months, and it's lots of fun. I've been very bad at recording everything that we've been doing. One of the biggest things, I guess one of the biggest fears we have is getting mold on the boat, because we've heard so many horror stories from so many different people. And so a couple of things we've done to combat that is, one, make sure we don't bring salt water on the boat. So every time we get back on the boat, everybody's rinsing off really good at the back of the boat so we can keep it all off. And then obviously when we're sailing and stuff, it gets on the boat, but we're trying to rinse that off as quick as possible. But trying not to bring it inside is a big thing. But the other thing is, the bilges are a huge place that people end up getting mold, because sometimes you'll get salt water down in there, fresh water, and it's just a dark place that makes mold super easy. So we have been scrubbing for 2 days. Yeah, really almost 2 days. I've done the engine room now, and then I've done the port side. And one of the biggest things that I found, it's super easy. There's bilge cleaner that you can buy at just West Marine or numerous other places, and you put it in there, then you just put a bunch of fresh water in there and just scrub everything, and it actually has been really good. And then we just use our bilge pump to pump it out. There's still a little bit of water here and there, so I'm gonna take the sponge and sponge it up. It's crazy. So I thought I had everything dry, but water always, there's still quite a bit of water. So I found whenever we get water in, whatever, we always check it the next day, because water always seeps and moves, and so it's important to keep checking. Well, that's my lip up. Beautiful. Bit through his lip. So we're cleaning the boat out, and he somehow, you were stepping down into one of the hatches. He doesn't really know what happened, but bit through his lip, and then I went to rescue him and fell through a hatch that we had open. Yeah, it hurt my leg. Anyway, good times, good times. Well, yesterday was eventful with Owen going to the hospital, but he's all better. He'll be sore for a couple of days, but he'll be fine. But anyway, here's our current situation. Got our extra anchor, extra chain. Everything's getting cleaned up. So much fun. So our phones have been a nightmare. They all got wet. We plugged them in. We burned up every charging cord. It's been a nightmare. And so I came down to the Apple store, but I forgot my wallet. Yes, well, I needed a credit card.
Over there, those guys got a boot.
They gave me a boot. Cost me $50. $56. That's a lot.
No, you could have just
buy
paid.
50 things at $1.
And now Ruby can't get ice cream tonight.
That was 100. If anybody can, yeah.
We've got Cade going to attempt the jump. We got a probably 8-foot jump right here. Here you go, Sully, buddy.
We got Irvin with North Sails here, helping us figure out the sail. We're off. So sad. We're heading down to Cooper River to pull the boat out. Yeah, it's sad. We've been busting our tails for the last few days trying to get everything cleaned up. It's funny, I haven't taken any video, but I'll kind of go through a checklist of some of the stuff that we did. Our first year leaving the boat, it was so daunting on what to do, and so I'll kind of go through that. But anyway, yeah. So it's about an hour away. They just called and want us to come early because there's a bit of wind coming a little bit later, so they want to get us out. So should be uneventful, hopefully. Here we go.
Sad.
I know. Kind of is.
Like it's the last time he's gonna be in the water for 6 months.
The mast is higher than the strap, so I wonder what we'll do. What do you say?
I don't know.
It's so sad.
Yeah, it's sad.
So sad. You gotta say bye to Leah. There she goes. So scary. Alright, so one of the things that we're doing, we're going to be on the hard for about 3.5 months. So we've taken down all the sails. It's during hurricane season. We're in South Carolina, and so there's still a bit of risk of hurricanes. So we took down all the sails for starters, and then one of the big things is sun. Trying to get everything out of the sun possible. So we've actually sucked all of our lines up into the mast, all our halyards, and then I've wrapped them up, and then I'm gonna they've been sitting out in the sun for about, I don't know, 3 hours, 4 hours, and so I'll put them all in plastic bags and then put them in a big duffel bag as well. So it'll hold them, keep them protected out of the sun. It's crazy when you start putting dollar signs at all these lines. You never buy just all of them at the same time, so I forget how much they are, but on each lines, there's a couple of them that are a couple $1,000. So it's one of those things that you might as well just keep it protected, and so it'll last longer. So that's one of the things that we did. One of the big things that I think is so important when you're doing this as well is making sure that everything is dry if you're going to put it inside the boat. We have all of our cushions from the back drying, and they were pretty much dry, but we're just letting them sit out in the sun to completely dry. Mold. It's one of the biggest things that kills boats, and so we're getting those dried out, and we'll store those inside the boat. So we'll get those moved in. But then, there's, can't think what it's called, bilge cleaner. That's one thing that's huge. I get some type of cleaner. There's a specific bilge cleaner from like West Marine that you can put in and clean out all the bilges, and so we've got all of those super clean and totally dried out, and we've been running the AC for the last 3 days, just once again to get as much moisture out of the boat before we take off. And we're gonna now spend time wiping everything down so we can once again make sure there's no salt residue or anything inside the boat, because that's another way to get different molds. So, well, I've been horrible at filming everything. So anyway, we are done. No Genoa, no mainsail. All these are these lines are totally fixed with, anyway, we just left them. Hey, can you put away that line there? So we're gonna put on a new sheet for the mainsail when we get back. Here's the Genoa. So the battens for the mainsail, it's kind of tricky. We had to come in through the back window and drop them all down. Kind of braced it to help it from bowing. So we've totally cleaned out our bedroom because we're putting an AC unit in here. Don't tell anybody. I feel bad not doing it in all the bedrooms, but anyway, we're gonna put it in here. There's some really neat units that are super power efficient, and so I'll leave a link to it and let you know how it does. But it should be able to run all night long and take about 5, maybe at the most 10% of our battery bank, which is nothing. So another thing that we're gonna do while we're gone is upgrade our inverters. The inverters that we have right now will put in about 100 amps, but we're upgrading those to 200 amps. And so, you know, right now we end up running the motors about, I'd say on average, an hour a day. It's not an hour a day, but just sometimes we motor somewhere just to recharge the batteries, but for the most part we're good. So it'll be really nice to have those upgraded inverters just to make sure it gives us 100% power very quickly. So it'll be great. Excited to get out of here. Bye. Will the T-wall make it? So the bottom actually looks pretty good. We have some, I think from the manufacturer trying to flatten this out, we need to fill that back in. The last guys that did the bottom paint did a horrible job. That's why you can't get stuff done unless you're with the boat. They won't, they blocked it like this. And then they did all the bottom paint and then just put it back in the water without taking care of it. So, very dumb. It's crazy. I don't know if we hit something here or from the chain or something. Styrofoam blocks. So feathering props are amazing. If you're going, I think like, I'm gonna say 5 knots, and so what I have to do is shut off the motors and put it in reverse, and then you can feel it immediately. The boat releases and starts going, but if you don't release them, you can feel the whole boat vibrating. Anyway, and we pick up about a knot, half a knot to a knot pretty quick. And so I think, I don't know, anyway, it'd be interesting. I'd love to hear some feedback on like a production catamaran, how big of a difference it actually makes. I think every little thing makes a huge difference. The other day, I think I took some video of it. The kids, we're only going like 3 knots, but they're dragging in the water. We had no wind, like 4 knots of wind, and they're dragging in the water, and they pretty much stopped the boat. And it made me realize how much just every little thing in the water makes such a huge impact. And that's, you know, most boats have a big old keel, but there's just the dagger boards. It does drop down a little bit, but not much. Outremer did an awesome job. Love our Leah. Gonna miss her. Here we go. You guys ready?
Road trip.
Driving all the way home.
Some of us.
All of us.
Nah.
Gina says she's not. I'm gonna talk her into it. Bye, Leah.
Bye, lovely Leah.
See you in a few months. So sad. This is, oh, right there. Cooper River Boatyard. So far, so good. They've, everybody's been super awesome that we've talked to, so fingers crossed they, everything ends up well. So they're gonna organize getting the motors all serviced. I'm not sure, they may do the bottom paint. I may have someone else do it. But then Mike Carson with 2Cs is gonna be doing some electrical work for us, and yeah, so what else? Anything else? And that's it. So.